and welcome to my channel. I'm Mandi Grace, author of 10 young adult novels so far. Welcome to vlog 2/45. Listen, the numbering and naming got weird when I transitioned out of the Robin Hood rewrites into the Dystopian rewrites, but here we are. I wanted to keep them in the same list, the same playlist, because it's the same adventure of rewriting 8 books, taking my Amanda Grace books, making them Mandi, but it is the other series, so I also wanted to separate it somehow, and also the thumbnail had to change because it was just the Robin Hood books until now. That is the Dystopian books. You don't really need me to recap all of this if you've been following this journey because I already explained it. Anyway, yeah, so we're rewriting Cassie's book. We're around 3 chapters-ish in. I don't know, it's the 7th of January. I'd like this book to be done by the end of January so that I can, you know, get through these projects as quickly as possible without being stressed and without having deadlines to make me panic. Because we're not doing what we did with Robin Hood. I'm going to rewrite them at my leisure, I'm going to self-edit, I'm going to get them actually edited, and then I'll set some publication dates and actually, like, do the thing. So, hopefully by the end of this year they will be published, but I'm not going to set deadlines until I know for sure that they're done. So that's where we're at. I have, speaking of the Robin Hood books, I have Much's edits back from my editor, so book 2, I can implement those. I'm going to try to do that this week. Yes, so rewriting Cassie this week, hopefully get another 1 or 2 chapters done, and then go through Much's edits, and then I'll have 2 Robin Hoods actually edited. Hopefully, I'm hoping... Oh, good lord. So, book 1 of the Robin Hoods, The Legend of the Thief, was published... Well, that's not what I was going to say. Was edited prior to being published. Book 2 clearly wasn't. So, I'm nervous about how many edits there are. I want to say that it was well written enough, and like with my eyes looking at it, with my critique partner's eyes looking at it, that maybe we caught most everything and that there won't be a lot, because if there's a lot I'm gonna feel real bad about publishing them, but whatever, it is what it is at this point. I can't go back and change it, so I'm going to go through the edits and hopefully it's not terrible. That's what I got. I've been feeling really good this last week, not about writing specifically, but in November and December I really fell off of the productivity train because I was so wrapped up in getting the Robin Hood books written and published. It was stressful, which I'm sure you saw. So yeah, I fell off of doing literally anything else, which included YouTube. I was barely filming, and I was never uploading what I was filming. It was a disaster. But in the last 2 days since coming back from the holidays and being at work, I have filmed, edited, and uploaded. Some of that was like editing and uploading previous footage, but some of it was indeed filming. Anyway, I've done 7 videos that are now scheduled for January, and I'm feeling really good about it. So, we're off to a good start with the new year. We're gonna just keep rolling along. I just filmed my goals video for the year, which is basically the Dystopian trilogy, which is 3 books, and then potentially working on the first self-edit of the 3, that's 6. Point being, 6 projects, plus plus writing the first draft of book 4, which has been postponed for over a year at this point. I haven't touched my fantasy story since December? Question mark? Of 2021? Because last year was entirely focused on the Robin Hood books, which was fun, and I'm glad I did it. I wish I had done it with less deadlines. Like, it would have been okay if I was still rewriting those books now. Like, I could have done it slower. should have done it slower, but I didn't. But I am glad that I did the rewrites and the republishing. So I don't regret not doing the King Arthur books, but also I'm kind of sad that I haven't been in that world because I miss it. Anyway, point is we're writing the last book, potentially doing self-edits as well. 7 books that I'm playing with this year, starting with the Dystopian trilogy. Also, if you count doing edits on the other Robin Hood books, there's those too. It's a lot. I always have a lot, you guys. I just like to roll with chaos. I don't know. Oh, and I filmed my, like, writerly Christmas haul yesterday, and then I got another present that should have, like, been in that video, so I'm going to show you now. I got a bullet journal, which is the perfect color and also, like, the perfect bullet journal. So, let me explain. My previous bullet journal, the gray one that I was using, which you might have seen in my bullet journal spreads and whatever, was fantastic, but then I finished it at the end of November. That was the last spread, November. And I had to do a new book, but I didn't have another, like, dotted bullet journal situation, so what I did is I used this book, which is just, like, blank pages, and I made it my bullet journal for December, and also, you know, moving into other months. Where are we? January! Ah! Calm down. Anyway, this is what I've been using, and it's cute, but, like, it doesn't have ribbons, like, bookmarks. It doesn't have, like, the helpful pocket in the back of the book for stickers or stencils. It doesn't have, my previous bullet journal had a little spot for a pin on it, so I always had a pin connected to it. Like, it's a beautiful journal, but not helpful as a bullet journal at all, because I always have to, like, remember to carry a pin with me or whatever. It's just annoying. Yes, but I got a bullet journal, and guys, it has the thing to hold it closed. It has the pin thing to stick on there. It has 2 ribbons. This is brilliant. Also, it has the pocket in the back. I'm so excited. I can't use it yet because I'm gonna finish that one because I'm a completist. Don't judge me. Anyway, that's just how I roll. But I am super excited for when I can use this bullet journal. Alright, I've made my list of things that I need to do today. The 2 on the top aren't, like, things that you necessarily needed to know. But if I don't put them on the list, this I put off because I'm a procrastinator, and this I put off because I'm a procrastinator. So I need them on my list. But yes, I need to figure out what's wrong with guys' links, do whatever needs to be done there, and the edits on Much. The Tragedy of the Traitor, book 4, the ebook is live. The paperback had some sort of cover problem, so I talked to my cover designer a couple of days ago, actually, after Christmas, and got her to send me a fixed file. So I just need to upload it, and then the paperback should be good again. And obviously I want to write in Isolated, which is the Dystopian book. So a lot of things there. I need to social media batch. I don't have any social media planned yet for January. I'd like to get in the habit of batching, like, every weekend so that I have stuff scheduled to post all week long and I don't have to stress about it or forget about it or whatever. Really need to do that. And then obviously I want to read. I'm trying to read every day so that I can get through my TBR, and also just because it's fun and enjoyable and cup filling and I don't do it enough. So, right now it's only Longbourn. When I get home, because I'm not specifically home right now, I will pick my craft or professional development book for January. I missed 2 months of my every month book last year because of the stress of the Robin Hood rewrites, I think, so that was sad, but we're going to get back into it. So, I'll pick a book later this week. Let's see how much we can make green today. Also, for the record, it is 4:30 p.m. on this Saturday, and I just made my list, and I'm just about to be productive. I did get up this morning and, like, made breakfast with my roomie, or the person who's going to be my roomie when I actually live here, and we were cleaning the house, and, like, I had a long-distance call with my friend who's in Denmark, and, like, things were happening today, but not necessarily, like, productive. I mean, the cleaning the house part was productive, but most of the rest of it wasn't super productive. It was just, like, fun things, I guess. Anyway, that's why it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I haven't done anything yet. But I'm going to. Hi, it's Wednesday, and I haven't really done an update since Saturday, so I figured I should do one. The last clip of me being very confused and shocked with my book, maybe you couldn't read all that on my face, but it was there. Listen, reader expectations are wildly important, you guys. I was reading my, reimagining of Pride and Prejudice, whatever. I feel bad calling it a fanfiction. I've been calling it a fanfiction this whole time that I've been reading it, and I feel slightly bad about that. I mean, that's what it is, but, like, it's not anyway. Yes, so I've decided to call it a reimagining. Anyway, point is, yes, reading Pride and Prejudice, basically. And, Pride and Prejudice itself is a closed-door romance. Meaning there's no sex on the page. And, on top of that, Longbourn itself is written, like, in the style of Jane Austen. Yeah, that surprised me when I picked it up and started reading it. I thought that it would be, like, modern writing, but, like, set in the time period. But actually, no. It's written very much like Pride and Prejudice is written, which just adds to me feeling, like, safe and comfortable here, you know, because I'm just reading Pride and Prejudice. And then there was, like, this kiss scene situation that happened, but it wasn't, like, a kiss scene. Like, the servant snuck out to see the Netherfield ball, ran into this other servant that she'd been flirting with, spoilers, by the way, and then they had a kiss scene, but it wasn't really a scene, like, it happened very briefly, and then it's like the next day and she has a hangover and she's thinking about it and how unpleasant it was. Like, it's not really, it's not there on the page. All of this was lulling me into a sense of closed-door romance. So the moment that I read something that was spicy, I was just like, what is happening? Anyway, yeah, so that's why I pulled out the camera and was just blinking at you. Like, what did I just read? It's not that I haven't read open-door romances before, some of which I own and are on my shelf. Like, okay, Jenna Moreci, not remotely shy about cursing like a sailor or, like, sex. But I know what I'm getting into with Jenna Moreci, because I've been watching her YouTube channel for like a decade, and like on her YouTube channel she is not shy about cursing like a sailor and talking about sex. So I knew what to expect. Reader expectations. So important. Yeah. All I knew about Longbourn was that it was a Pride and Prejudice story. Like, I didn't see marketing for this book and buy it. It was given to me as a gift, specifically because it's a Pride and Prejudice story. So, yeah, all I knew about it was what was on the back of the book. Which was not that. I was reading Pride and Prejudice, quiet and happy and minding my own business, and then I was like, excuse me, what did you just say? What is happening? Ah, am I crazy? No! What? Man down! Man down! My ponytail killed the gnome and his hedgehog steed. Okay, you're fine. We're all good. Nope. Okay, go back. You hold him up, because apparently he can't hold himself. Bad ponytail. Okay, anyway. Yeah, that's all. I'll stop ranting about this. Writing-wise, the work I did, so I did much as, like, edits. There were, like, 20 of them. Some of them were really entertaining. Just don't know how that got through so many eyes, but it did. Yes, and then one of them, the hanged versus hung question, I felt very validated after Googling it that I was correct. Yes, no, the updates have gone through, so it's published again with the edits. The cover update on The Tragedy of the Traitor went through. It's published, finally, thank goodness. So, I just have to figure out Guy's technical situation. I don't know what's going on. I'll figure it out, and then that's it on the Robin Hood stuff. So close to putting that disaster behind me. Except only 2 of the 5 books have done the, like, official edit, so I still have that to go through. So, getting into writing now. I'm so chaotic right now. Yeah, I'm on chapter 3 of Cassie's book, I think. it gets confusing. I don't know. Guys, the chapters are ridiculously long. For most of my writing career, I would say that I have limited my chapters to like 5 to 10 pages. Apparently I did not do that in Isolated. It's like a whole 20 pages for every chapter. It's probably not, I haven't counted, but it feels like it goes on for days. And it takes me a while to get through every chapter. It's a 20,000 page book, and it's taking me forever to get through the chapters. Maybe it's just the content of the chapters. I don't know. Anyway, we're a few chapters in. The army has shown up, and Cassie is getting dreams. She hasn't actually gotten the first dream yet, but she's going to. And then she's going to start asking questions. And then Cindy's going to get shot because of it. And it's all going to get real exciting. I'm actually hosting a prickle, like, nowish. So I'm going to hop off in a second and go do that. I haven't explained in a couple videos probably, so let me explain. My writing group has a hedgehog theme, and a gathering of hedgies is called a prickle. So when we gather to write together, we call it a prickle, because we're cute like that. I just recently, like this year, in January, started being a host for prickles. Yeah, in August of this year, it'll mark 2 years of being in the writing group, so I'm shy of 18 months at this point. I don't want to do the math. I hate math. Anyway, been here over a year, and I just started hosting prickles. Listen, we don't have to talk about it. Anyway, but I've made Val my co-host, so he's on with me, and he crawls around me while I talk to the hedgies and we discuss what we're writing and yada yada. He's much more distracting than helpful, and this was a terrible decision, but I'm gonna keep doing it because it's kind of fun. Ooh, we got this. I'm hugging myself up because it's Wednesday in the middle of the afternoon and I'm feeling the Wednesday blues. Alright, this is your favorite part. Just watch out for the strings. Poor guy, sleeping soundly. I had to wake him up for this. Pretty good. Kind of feeling the Wednesday afternoon blues, I think, but I don't know where he wants to go, but he really wants to go. He keeps going forward as if my arm is wider than it is. I don't know where he thinks he's gonna go though. we just keep walking. Anyway, let's he's always entertaining and distracting. Let's talk about what we're actually going to be doing this hour. Interesting developments in the Hedgie house this week, and this isn't to be prideful or narcissistic, but rather more of me just realizing I know more than I think I do, because I don't feel particularly like an expert per se on any of the writing stuff. I am literally making it up as I go along, so I don't feel like I have that much to offer. And when our head coach originally was like, I'm opening it up to the hedgies to do daily coaching videos and to host webinars and like all the things that we do in the Hedgie house, I was like, that's great, I have nothing to add. And then when I did do a coaching video, I was extremely nervous about it because I was like, this is just my awkward, weird process and I don't know that anyone will find it helpful. I don't know. I guess I don't really have a lot of faith in myself. Anyway, the reason I got on here though was not about the daily coaching video, but actually about the webinar that we just had yesterday on fantasy. It was an hour and a half of this author, Becca Lee, just like breaking down fantasy, the subgenres, the tropes, various things. Obviously you can't cover everything because fantasy is huge, but we talked about a lot of different things. And it was nice, it was fun, it was like, yay fantasy, that's my jam. But I have extremely limited notes from that prickle. A lot of the webinar prickles I end up with 3, 4, 10 pages of written notes because I'm taking so much in, and there's a lot that's just like blowing my mind, you know. And with that prickle I wrote a couple things down, but not a lot, because I didn't learn anything new. And that's not to say anything in the prickle was bad. In fact, the rest of the Hedgie house has responded to that specific prickle being like, wow, this was insane. I learned so much. This is like the best webinar prickle we have had in forever. And I don't disagree with them, but it sort of made me realize, like, maybe especially with the fantasy genre, I know a lot more than I think that I do. Because I came away from that prickle being like, that was pleasant to talk about fantasy for an hour and a half. But not like, oh, I learned things. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means necessarily, but it's been spinning around in my head. So I felt like I would talk about it because I'm people smart and this is how I process things. Talking to a camera? I don't know. That's not really the same as talking to people, but it's close. And then sort of along the same lines with the coaching video that I was so nervous to share and to film at all, it's gotten a lot of comments, and you know, part of my brain wanted to be like, they're just being sweet, you know, like they could all tell that I was very nervous, so they're all responding and being very nice to me, which could still be the case, but also it has the most comments under it of a recent daily coaching video, and a lot of people are being like, wow, this is great organization, I didn't think of that, I should use this. And it's striking me because when I was filming it, I was like, this is just a stupid thing that I do, I don't know if anyone will find this helpful. And then all of these authors are being like, no, that's actually helpful. And so I'm just like processing what I do and what I know and how much of it is like more important than I give it credit for, I guess. I don't actually have Val today because I'm not at my home with Val, but I do have Sir Quilbert with me as like a consolation prize for my 3 p.m. hedgies who are getting used to seeing Val on. Hi, hello. Tuesday update. I don't know. Yesterday I had the day off and I was like updating my website and doing things of that nature. My hair is really staticky today and like sticking to my face and it's driving me nuts. Yep. I haven't actually written in a couple days because over the weekend I was celebrating my niece's birthday party and traveling back and forth across the state, and then slept a lot basically on Sunday, and then yesterday I was doing a lot of productive things, but like admin-y things, like updating the website and cleaning my inbox and like things. So haven't written in a couple days. Will be writing shortly because I'm about to host a prickle. That's what I got. I actually want to end this video in the middle of the week because I actually need a video for tomorrow, and this specific video I was gonna have it cover 2 weeks to catch up to where I'm at, but instead I'm just gonna chop it right now. That's what's happening. Here we are. Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah, no, I really do have to go host prickle, so Robin Hood books are in the description, except for book 5, which I'm gonna fix those links at some point. It's on the list. Yep. That's what I got.